Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of my podcast. In this episode, I will be exploring the concept of soul contracts, a topic that has intrigued me as a spiritual seeker for many, many years. At its core, the idea of soul contracts suggests that before I was born, my soul made agreements with other souls to experience certain lessons, challenges, and opportunities in the physical lifetime. Spiritual masters have described soul contracts in many different ways, but they all agree on the importance of these agreements in shaping our lives. Some suggest that these contracts are made with the help of spiritual guides, while others believe that they are a natural part of the soul's journey towards enlightenment. Throughout this episode, I will be exploring the various perspectives on soul contracts and their impact. I will look at how these soul contracts can lead to deeper personal growth, meaningful relationships, and a greater sense of purpose in life. So, whether you are a spiritual seeker, a skeptic, or simply curious about the concept of soul contracts, I invite you to join me on this journey of exploration and discovery. So, let's dive in. So, what are soul contracts? Well, soul contracts are pre-incarnation agreements made on a spiritual level between two or more souls, outlining the lessons, experiences, and challenges that each soul will face during their lifetime. And according to hypnotherapist and author Michael Newton, which I have mentioned his work on my previous two podcasts, soul contracts are one of the primary reasons for our incarnation on Earth. He believed that these contracts are designed to help us grow, learn spiritually, and to fulfill our soul's purpose in this lifetime. Newton's research into the afterlife through hypnotherapy revealed that many souls choose to come to Earth in order to work through specific issues and to help others with their own lessons. Now, Dolores Cannon, another renowned hypnotherapist and author who I have also mentioned, believed in the concept of soul contracts as well as Newton. And in her work, Cannon assessed information from the subconscious minds of her clients and discovered that many of them had made agreements with other souls before their incarnations. She found that these contracts could involve anything from learning to be more compassionate to experiencing certain relationships or situations in order to grow and evolve as souls. Eckhart Tolle, another amazing spiritual teacher and author who I follow, also speaks about soul contracts in his work. He suggests that our soul contracts are part of the larger plan of the universe, and that they serve to bring us closer to our true nature as conscious beings. Tolle believes that by recognizing and working with our soul contracts, we can learn to accept the challenges and experiences of life with a greater awareness and presence, ultimately leading to deeper personal growth and spiritual development. The purpose of soul contracts, according to these spiritual masters, is to help us evolve and fulfill our spiritual purpose in this lifetime. By understanding the lessons and challenges we are meant to face, we can approach them with greater awareness and intention. These contracts also serve to help us understand our relationships with others and to find meaning and purpose in our connections with them. By working with our soul contracts, we can deepen our understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe, ultimately leading to greater fulfillment and a more meaningful life. While soul contracts provide like a blueprint for our lives, they do not override our free will. We still have the power to make choices and decisions that can shape our path and our spiritual growth. Our soul contracts are not meant to restrict or limit us, but rather to guide us towards our highest potential. It is important to note that not all experiences in our lives are necessarily a part of our soul contracts. While some events may be predetermined, others may be a result of our own choice, or external factors. It's up to us to discern which experiences are meant for our growth and which ones we need to let go of in order to move forward on our spiritual path. Now, working with our soul contracts can also help us recognize patterns and themes in our lives, because by understanding these lessons we're meant to learn, we can identify recurring patterns and behaviors that may be hindering our growth. This awareness can help us break free from old patterns and move towards greater spiritual expansion. The concept of soul contracts offers a perspective that can help us find meaning and purpose in our lives. By recognizing that our experiences and relationships are part of a larger plan, we can approach them with greater curiosity and compassion and move towards greater self-awareness and spiritual growth, in my opinion. Now, the idea of free will reminds us that we have the power to choose our path and shape our destiny, even within the context of our soul contracts. So, the general idea of soul contracts can also help us cultivate a sense of interconnectedness, if that's how you pronounce it, and empathy towards others. Because recognizing that we're all part of a larger spiritual plan and that the people in our lives may have agreed to certain roles and relationship with us can help us approach our interactions with greater compassion, like I said before, and understanding towards everything, basically. Because when you work with our soul contracts, it can help us align with our life purpose and contribute to greater good. By understanding the lessons we are meant to learn and the gifts we are meant to share, we can cultivate a sense of purpose and meaning. By living in alignment with our soul contracts, we can contribute to the growth of evolution of ourselves and others, fulfilling our highest potential. And many spiritual teachers and practitioners across different traditions and belief systems have spoken about the concept of soul contracts, and often using different terms or frameworks, but it's the same idea. And let me give you an example. Number one would be Edgar Cayce. I don't know if you heard of him, but a renowned psychic spiritual teacher. He spoke about the idea of soul groups and the roles that each member of the group agrees to play in order to facilitate each other's growth and evolution. Now, the concept of soul contracts is also present in various indigenous and shamanic traditions, where it's often referred as soul contracts or soul plans. In these traditions, the focus is often on the idea that we make agreements with our ancestors, spiritual guides, and the natural world in order to fulfill our spiritual purpose and contribute to the collective evolution of all beings. Now, overall, as you can see, the idea of soul contracts or agreements is a common theme in many spiritual and mystical traditions, pointing towards the idea that our lives have a greater purpose and meaning beyond the physical realm, and that we are all interconnected in ways that we do not fully understand quite yet, but we definitely are. And alright guys, that would be all for today's podcast. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and let me know your feedback. It's very helpful. Any other topic that you guys want to hear, just comment below. I will be uploading new episodes weekly, and hopefully you guys will love it. With that being said, have an amazing day and see you on the next one, lovely people.